Hello everyone, hopefully you're doing well. In this video, we're going to solve a right triangle. As you know, right triangle is part of chapter 6, trigonometric functions, right triangle approach. In this video, in this exercise, they ask us to find one of the side of the triangles. You know, total angles of in a triangle is 180. Because it's a right triangles, you already have a 90 degrees to create the right angles and plus 60, and you can find this angle. But actually, they don't ask us to solve the right triangle. Only they ask us to find x. So we know when we have a right triangle, let's call this one a capital A. We call this one capital B, and we call this one capital C. So the opposite side of angle A, we're gonna call it small a as a side. Opposite side of angle B, we're gonna call it small b. And opposite side of angle C, we're gonna call it, we're gonna call it X, okay? So that's a value. So we're gonna call it C equal to X. Now, what you want to see here, you need to remember when trigonometric ratio. So when in a right triangle with angle theta, you know, as one of its acute angles, so the ratios we know, and let's say, for example, sinus theta, I mean, let me show you first, in a right triangle, suppose this is a right triangle, right? This is the side here. If we have theta here, and we call this side opposite to the angle, we call this side adjacent to the angle, right? Because it's between the angle we are interested in and the right angle. And we call this side hypotenuse. So anytime we are dealing with a right triangle, we can use the Pythagorean theorem to find the longest side, which is the hypotenuse. So you know, to find, let's call this one R, just call this one X, this one Y. You know, R square equal X square plus Y square. So that's we covered in a different chapter. But at the same times, because it's a right triangle, we can do what we call SOHCAHTOA. That means whenever we have a right triangle, we know the sinus of the angle is equal to the opposite side, opposite, or for opposite, over hypotenuse, for H. So, all right, SOH, cosinus theta would be adjacent over hypotenuse. And we have tangent, okay, equal opposite over adjacent. So you need to remember these three formulas. Now let's go back to our original equations, because I'm doing all of this just to explain what they ask us. Let me put all of this down here for you. Now, if we go up here to solve the equations, to solve the exercise they gave us, let me move it right here. Okay. All right, so let's try to move those. I'm gonna try to move it closer. Okay, you know what? I'm trying to make some space and leave this one here. That was just the explanation. Okay. All right, so let's just take our equal b here. Okay, for something like this, remember, this is the angle we are interested in. We are interested to angle C. So what is the opposite side to this angle? The opposite side to this angle is right here. So the opposite side is right here, right? So this is opposite side. We're gonna call this side opposite side, opposite. between the angle we are interested in, which is 60 degrees, so angle C, and B is the right angle, so we're gonna call this angle adjacent, and the longest side, we're gonna call it hypotenuse. Okay, so now because we are only looking for x, we can use either sinus, cosinus, or tangent to find x, but which one you think is the easiest one here to find? If we take sinus C, let's say the angle is C. So as you can see, sinus would be the much easiest one to do because sinus C equal opposite over hypotenuse. So what is the opposite side to the angle we are interested in? We are interested in C. The opposite side of C is big C is small c, over the hypotenuse is the longest side is B. Okay, now we know we can say that sinus 60 degrees equals C, that is x, over B, which is 13. If you multiply both sides by 13, we end up having 13 sinus 60 degrees equal x. So if you rewrite it as x equal 13 sinus 60 degrees, what you can do here is go around the unit circle and find out what sinus 60 degrees is if you want to express the answer exactly. Otherwise, you can here hit sinus in your calculator, enter 60 degrees, make sure your calculator is in degrees, it's gonna give you. So for those of you who don't have a copy of the unit circle, you can Google it because we're looking for sinus 60 degrees. This is 60 degrees right here. Remember, the first digit is cos, and the second digit is sinus. So you see, sinus 60 degrees at this point is what? Yes, square root of 3 over 2. For those angles, because they are the most common angles around the unit circle, if you deal with 30, 45, 60, 120, 135, etc., you can always go to verify the exact value of these angles in your in the unit circle. So once I know what a sinus 60 degrees is, so my x becomes 13 times sinus 60 degrees is square root of 3 over 2. Can we simplify? No, the best you can do here is to express this in decimal, but they don't tell us what to do. We're going to leave it as an exact value. So square root 13 square root of 3 over 2. So we leave it as an exact answer. So first of all, you need to remember that the angle you are interested in here is angle C. I give them a name, you know, I label them as ABC. So for 60 degrees, the angle is C. The opposite side of 60 degrees, you see, is this side right in front of the angle we are interested in. So is X. The adjacent side is this side between the angles we are interested in and the right angle, which is B. And the hypotenuse is the longest side. So you see longest side here. Well, if we already identified the other two sides as opposite and adjacent, so you know the hypotenuse is the side A to C, so which is we call it B. So remember, if the angles were located here, let's say the angle was here, that was the angle. So the opposite side was going to be the one right in front of it. That would be the A, the opposite side. But now, because the angle is big C, so the opposite side is where you have X. Hope these examples help you to do more exercise like this and also solve right triangles in this trigonometric functions chapter. Let me know if you have any questions and don't forget to subscribe for more videos. Take care.